Hello, everyone, and good morning. I would like to welcome you to our Vista Professional Development Series. Today's session is going to be on digital marketing. Once again, thank you all for joining. My name is Cade Fettner. I'm the current Vista leader here for the Birmingham metro area, serving with the UAB statewide program. I joined in July of this year, and I've been working to support Vista members all throughout the state. We actually have a few others joining us today, some other Vista leaders. So if you would like to introduce yourself, we'd love to hear from you. Um, Additionally, as you're joining, please feel free to turn on your camera. We'd love to see a friendly face. And if you have any other questions, we'd love to make it a conversation. And so you can unmute yourself, type in the chat, whatever. So if we have any other Vista leaders in the chat, though, I'd love for you to introduce yourself. So.
They might be shy today, Gabe.
Yeah, it's okay.
My
Oh,
name's
Becca. There we go.
Hi, Becca.
my name's Blanca Lara. I'm working out of the North Phoenix area as the storyteller media coordinator. And
Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Blanca.
hello.
Anyone else? Well, if anything, hello everyone. Once again, nice to meet you. Glad for you to all join us. I would also like to introduce today uh, Braden Jones. He's actually going to be joining us, and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
Hey, good morning. Thank you. How's the morning going so far?
It's well. It's a Tuesday, long weekend, so
Yeah. It's like sometimes after the long weekend, you come back and you're like, I should be really well rested. But what I really want is just one more day off, please.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you said, my name is Braden, and I'm the new AmeriCorps program manager for the Arizona Food Bank Network. I've literally been in position now for 1 week. And so as I'm getting up and running here, kind of getting my feet on the ground, just learning the role, I'm going to try and be present for as many events and meetings and educational opportunities as possible, so that I can have a better, really strong idea of what you guys do. And just really looking forward to getting into that, getting through everyone loves training, right? Everyone loves the training part of every job. So I'm enjoying the training, but what I'm really looking forward to is the opportunity to work with each of you. So thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's see. We have a few more people joining the chat just for a sec. But yeah, I'll give it just about one more minute.
Well, thank you, Braden, for joining us and being a part of this wonderful tri-state team we have here. And I do have a quick announcement. For all the Vista members, do not forget September 11th, your National Day of Service. Okay, 9/11, sorry. And get with your site supervisors or fellow Vista members if you need ideas on what to do. And of course, your Vista leaders as well can help out with any planning needed. So Cabe, go ahead and let's introduce our guest speaker for today.
Yes, it is my pleasure to get to introduce our guest speaker today. Dr. Zhang is an assistant professor of marketing at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. She holds a PhD in marketing from Michigan State University. Her research interests are digital marketing, e-commerce, and brand management. Her research has been accepted, published in Marketing Science, Journal of the Academy of Marketing Science, Journal of Retailing, and International Journal of Research and Marketing, among others. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Dr. Zhang.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. You just helped me to, not talk about one of my slides. So great. Okay, hello everyone. I didn't expect we would have like this many participants. So I'm glad that you guys are very interested in digital marketing. So I worked with UAB AmeriCorps, I think 2 of the hosting sites, and helping them with their digital marketing strategies. And I talked to, a lot of the people saying that, the nonprofits are really needing help with digital marketing skills. And I'm here to help. If you guys need me, just reach out. And that's why Georgia actually asked me to present today. And I tried my best to compress my whole semester like into this 1 hour of meeting. And then it's going to be a lot of information, but I just try to give you guys as much as I can. And if you guys find whatever's confusing, we can talk about it at the end, or you will get my email address, and you can shoot me an email so we can have a one-on-one meeting if you think that's needed. We can certainly do that, because nonprofit is also part of my heart, and I would love to help as much as I can. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and you guys see my slides? Okay, good. So as Kate mentioned, my name is Yufei Zhang, and I'm an assistant professor. I started here at UAB 2018. I moved here from Michigan State, which is very cold place. So I like it down here. It's very warm, and people are nice, all that. So so my research is all about digital marketing and e-commerce. So this is really, and what I teach here at UAB is digital marketing. When I started 5 years ago, I actually created this course. Over the 5 years, I improve it in different ways, and not perfect, but we're still, because digital marketing is changing every day. That's why I have to craft this product further and further, given according to what is going on in the industry. So you guys are seeing, as I said, it's a whole semester content, and I'll try to actually try to elaborate it better, but we won't have around 1 hour, so we'll see how it goes. But you guys can interrupt me whenever you think like that's confusing or you need more explanations. So just speak up. That'll be fine. So we're going to talk about digital marketing today, and I think a lot of you guys, right now, if you don't know anything about something, then the first thing we do is to ask a ChatGPT, right? So I ask a ChatGPT what digital marketing is, and this is the answer. And I have to say that this is really a great answer. So digital marketing is a type of marketing that uses digital channels and technologies to promote a product, service, and brands. In you guys' case, promote your nonprofit organizations. And it includes various of tactics and strategies such as search engine optimization and search engine marketing, social media, email marketing, content marketing, influencer marketing, and more. So I would say social media marketing and influencer marketing are really close related. And this class, or today, we're not talking about social media, unfortunately, but we're going to touch on for all other types: SEO, search engine marketing, email marketing, content marketing, and I just know social media. So digital marketing is very effective because you can actually measure your performance in real time. In the old days, when you run a commercial, when you run a print ads, you just don't know how effective it is. But today, when we're doing digital marketing, you will be very certain about how great your performance, your campaigns are. So that's the beauty of digital marketing. And also you can actually target a lot of people, not just those people who can see your search ads, see your print ads. Actually, everyone that in the whole world you can target. And also you can actually target specific people. I'll give you one example. In my class, we run a campaign for it's a babysitter app, and we actually target around UAB, this campus, 1 mile around UAB, college female who are looking for part-time jobs. So it can be that specific. So that's the beauty of digital marketing. You can target a specific audience with personalized messaging. Okay, so just give you an idea what digital marketing is. And so this is the digital marketing landscape that it was I would say that we know this, we know phone, everything is on your phone. We know e-commerce, so we're buying things online. We know Google, that's our best friend. Whenever we have something to ask, we go to Google, and metaverse and AI. Those are the two new things, but they're growing. And in no time, I think, once I always tell my students, once the headset becomes very accessible for everyone, then probably we're all going to jump into the metaverse. But now AI, ChatGPT, and all that, it really makes marketers' job easier. A lot of marketers are worried about, they are stealing jobs from, us as a marketer. But we're going to talk about this later. It's just, I think for us as a digital marketer, as long as we know how to leverage AI and at our own value, I think AI is actually our friend, not our enemy. Okay, so digital marketing landscape, I want you guys to understand why we are here. Like why, we're working for a nonprofit, why do we care about digital marketing? If you look at here, this is data into last year, July. So the source of a brand discovery. So how people discover a brand or organization. I circled all of this, they are digital marketing. They search online, they search Google, and it adds on social media, the brands and the products, the websites, all of this, like in the red box, they are digital marketing. And if you add those percentage together, basically, that's everyone. How they find your organization? Through digital marketing, or at least the digital channels. So that's why digital marketing is really important. That should be a skills that I think all the organizations needs to proficient. Okay. I'm not sure how many of you guys have a background marketing, but I think the lady Blanca, who just introduced herself as a media and storyteller, I think she probably has a marketing or at least a communication, public relation background, so she will know a lot of the content that we're going to talk about today. So digital marketing, we call digital marketing. That means there is a traditional marketing. And there is like a debate between the two camps. So in the digital world, we always say that print is dead. Nobody is reading newspaper, and everybody is on social media. And also, the inbound marketing is the answer. But traditional marketers will still tell you that outbound marketing is great, and B2B marketing or B2B people, they don't need social media. I'm a digital marketer, but I'm of course on this side. I would say that, the digital marketing makes promotion easier, because now all you need to do is have a great online presence and people will find you. You don't have to spend a lot of money on the commercials, or on advertising. So people actually, you present yourself in front of people. But now, as long as you have an online presence, actually people will come to you. That's what we call inbound marketing. So people come to you instead you go out and find them, which is great for marketer. And also, for digital marketing, we can, it's easy to access. I have students who are realtors, and they spend $20 online, and then they get themselves quite a few qualified leads. So it's cheaper compared to traditional marketing. Digital marketing is a lot cheaper, and the ability to target and monitor a campaign performance in the for a regular organization. The CEOs or the top level managers, they always want to see ROI. They always want to make sure that they are actually the campaigns are getting the results. And digital marketing actually can do that. Can tell your performance in the real time. And you have some interactions with your audience, and the cost is very low compared to traditional marketing. So all of those are the benefits of digital marketing. Okay, so I think all the organizations out there needs to have a digital marketing strategy, and that's my class. So we help with a local business in my class, and also I want to put the offer out there. If your organization needs digital marketing help, you can reach out to me. So every semester in my class, we work with multiple organizations, for-profit or nonprofit, and we help them to design digital marketing strategies. And also we help them actually, create a few campaigns. and they can actually launch the campaigns by themselves, or after the students graduated, they can actually work with my students with my help, to launch the campaigns. So just keep that in mind. If you're interested, you can reach out to me and become my potential client. And everything is free, of course. My students can get some hands-on experience. We can help the local businesses. That's the goal of this class, of my class. So how to build a simple digital marketing strategy? So you just have to ask yourself these questions. The first one, what is your goal? What is your marketing goal? And who do you want to target? Is there like a perfect customer? Do you have a buyer persona or customer persona? Like, what kind of customers you target? And then you identify how can we target those people. Then we define the budget. And then we need to decide how do we know we're successful? We need to know the measuring method. And then at the end is using the technologies and channels. So a lot of us, when we study, we focus on here. So we know how to use Google Ads. We know how to use Facebook, how to use TikTok. But the problem is that we forget the bigger picture. So I want you guys to understand that, like I say the same thing to my students, even though we are great at using the technologies and channels, I don't want people to forget about the bigger picture. When you run the campaigns, why are you running it? So you have to start with the first question. What is your goal? And here are some goals that, for profit organizations, you want to raise your awareness. Do you want to boost your sales? You want to generate leads, or you just want to, have organic search traffic. I think for, nonprofits, a lot of them are really focusing on awareness, organic search traffic, and maybe some, donations, potential, donors generate some leads. So a lot of them are really also applicable for the nonprofit world. So those are the potential goals that you can think of. And then think about your own organization. Who is your perfect donor, or who is your perfect, members? And then go from there. How can we target them? If there are certain type of people, how can we find them? And then go through here. That is, a lot of the skills that we can learn, like writing a blogs, or doing something like, running a campaign on social media, or work on your website, things like that. So here are the digital marketing techniques. And, this as digital marketing evolves, we can add more and more techniques, but here are the basic ones. The search engine optimization, content marketing, blogging, display advertising, video marketing, and paid advertising, email marketing. So we're going to talk about all of this today. So you can imagine how short, really brief that I can touch on each topic, but I will try my best to at least to give you an idea what they are. And if you think whichever, channels or techniques are more useful for you, you can really dive into that. And we can have another conversation if you need, okay? And on this side is more about, social media. And then we have mobile marketing as well, okay? So as I said, we're not touched on social media simply because I don't teach social media here. We have digital marketing, we have a social media track. So social media is a separate course, which is it's a beast itself. So, if we talk about social media, that probably takes, probably 1 hour by itself. Okay, so once you know your techniques, where do you want to actually broadcast your message? And all of that, here are some digital marketing channels. It's YouTube or Google Ads or email, social media, or a search engine, things like that. So once you know the techniques, you will know the channels. Okay, so this is really an overall overview of digital marketing or digital marketing strategy. Now we're gonna dive into each techniques that we just mentioned here very briefly, okay? I want to pause a little bit. Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay. So now let's dive into the first one, which is really important. We call that search engine. Well, I believe all the organizations have their own websites. And how do people find you guys? If they don't know your website address, if they don't know your name, how do they find you? they most likely they're gonna go on Google or they go on Bing, and then they search similar keywords or your name, your organization name, sometimes with typos, and then they find your website, right? And they click on that to go to your website. That is a search engine. That is really the doorway of the internet. And if you look at here, why search engine or your website is important? Because 80% of websites were found through social search engine. Because we don't remember the URL. We don't remember that. We just barely know the name, and we just type in that kind of the name of your organization, and then look at the search result page, find your organization. So that is mostly, I believe, even more than that, 90% of the traffic for you guys probably is through search engine. And think about it, if you don't have a good website, you're not on the first page, then nobody will really discover your organization. So that is really how traffic on the internet works. And I have all of this industries saying that organic search. I'll show you guys what actually organic search means, and paid search. But those two are really search engine. And if you look at the percentage, really more than 2/3 of the traffic or the customers find your organization through search engines. Okay, and that's really important for us to work on, the website and understand how Google works. How can we get better ranking? How can we get more traffic from Google? So here is the definition of search engine marketing, a form of internet marketing that involves the promotion of websites by increasing their visibility in the search engine result page. So what is search engine result page? You open a Google, you search food bank near me, and then they will give you a page with all of the websites, what pages. That is a search engine result page. Once you search something, you get a result page. Our goal, or SEM, the goal of SEM is get you a better ranking, meaning that the higher the ranking, actually you will get more attention from the potential users. They will be more likely to go to your website. And just think about yourself when you search something. Do you actually go to the second page, the third page when you search something? You probably just look at the first page and make sure, will get the best results, and you go there. But that's it. And that's why, in the old days, we also say, the second page of a search engine result page is actually a great place to hide a body, because nobody is going to the second page. Nobody will see it. And right now, Google has changed their search, result page. Now, if you notice that, if you go to the second, you keep scrolling, you'll find, you'll find more and more results, and actually keep going. Actually, right now, Google's showing us 6 pages of content instead of 1 page. Click on next page. Right now, it's a 6 page, and then you click on next. And even though with the current situation, maybe the second page will get more attention, because people like us, we don't have to click on next page. We just keep scrolling. We're going to find the next page. But the problem is, given our habit, we just don't like to do that, keep scrolling. We just look at, whatever we see on the first screen, and then we make a decision. Okay, so still, getting a better ranking on Google is still, that's the best that we can do to get more traffic or potential users. Okay. And within search engine marketing, we can do 2 things: SEO plus PPC. So SEO is called search engine optimization, which is aiming to rank high in the organic results. I'll show you what that means. And earning organic spot without paying the search engine. I guess nonprofits probably do not have a lot of a marketing budget. So SEO probably is your best friend, because you get the ranking, you don't have to pay anyone. PPC is pay-per-click advertising, meaning that you bid for the placement in the paid listing. You get the great results, but you have to pay Google. So this is I'll show you. Can you guys see the Google webpage? No? Okay. Let me. You see now? Yeah, okay, great. So I'm gonna search, let's just UV Cortex. Oh no, I don't like this. This won't give you MBA. Here, if you look at UEB MBA, and so this is a sponsored. This is a paid search. This is paid search. And then this is organic. So if you click on this, our school, UEB, is paying for it. But you're getting great spot, right? This is the number one that people are seeing. And a lot of us probably will click on that. And then you get the traffic, you get the users. But once people click on that, the advertiser, which is UEB in this case, will pay for that. But if you scrolling down, you see this is organic results. Number one, of course, is UEB because I'm searching UEB MBA. And they are getting the number one spot. And I click on this, nobody's paying for Google. And this is what I say, this is organic results. And that is paid listing. So this is a PPC. This is SEO. Okay, so if I just search MBA programs in Alabama, let's do this one. You will see more of a paid. So UAB is bidding for that. And this is North Alabama is bidding for this. And also, West Alabama, even, I have no idea what this is. But yes, all of these schools are actually competing. So all of this are paid advertising, which is PPC. And then for people, we just keep scrolling down. And this is actually the first organic results. If I click on this, US News or World Report, they don't pay Google. So this is organic results. SEO will help us to get a better ranking on organic results. So if I'm searching something related to your organization, if your organization is great at SEO, then you probably get number one here. And people, think about how many people will see that. But if you are, this is what they're changing. So keep going. So we're probably at the third, this is the fourth page already. So if you're here, you just think about how many people are actually going to be patient enough to come to this place and discover your business, your organization. Probably 1 in 100, 1% of them will do this. Well, even I think I'm actually very optimistic, maybe less than that. So that's why our goal is really to go on the first page right here. This is the first page. We want to be here and we want the traffic. Okay. And digital marketing will help us to achieve that. Okay. Do you guys see my PowerPoint back? Great. Okay, so I have this here already, but I show you in the real time. So this is a paid advertising with the sponsored, and then after that it will be organic. So SEO will help us with organic ranking, and PPC will help us with this. Okay. So let's talk
Dr.
about
Zhang?
how search engine works. I guess a lot of you guys probably have an idea how search engine works, how internet works. Google is a crawler that they will send a crawler out there or spiders, and they will look at each page. They're not looking at websites. They're looking at each web page, and they will index those web page, meaning that they will actually look at this page, what this page is all about, and put that into a library. And then once the library is built, once people search something, like me, I search MBA in Alabama, MBA programs in Alabama, and then Google will look at the library and find the most relevant or the best web page that can answer my question and show it to me. And return with a ranking. So all of this process is actually can be done within a fraction of a second. Okay. And so the hardest part for Google is really to decide the ranking. How do I know the first one will answer your question the most or the best? That Google cares about this because Google wants to keep us. So we keep using Google because Google give us the best result. So how does Google know that? They use a search engine algorithm. And nobody knows what actual factors goes into that. It probably has a lot of factors, and Google changing that algorithms as we speak. They change that over 500 times per year. And this is really a set of rules a search engine uses to determine which page should appear in which order. Like, whether you're on the first page, you're on the second page, third page, or maybe 100th page. But there are two things we know that definitely goes into this. A lot of rules fall into the two categories. The first one is relevance. The second one is popularity. So relevance is how well the content of a web page matches the search query or search phrase. MBA's programs in Alabama. So is this page talk about MBA programs? Is this page talk about MBA programs in Alabama? So, relevance of this page is important based on the search queries people put in. And then you have to, think about for your own organization, what are the keywords or what kind of business you are in, and what are the keywords or the content that can show, is actually talking about you. And then, that's your relevance. And popularity, on the other hand, is indicator of the quality of a web page. Like, if I am putting on a really bad SEO hat, I know that MBA program in Alabama is a keyword that I want to target. I'll just use that keywords over and over again on my website. And then when Google crawl my page, they will see, wow, this page is really about MBA programs in Alabama. But you can think about that as a user. If we read a page that keeps saying about MBA programs in Alabama, it really doesn't add any value, right? It's a bad page. But in Google's eyes, if they only care about relevance, then Google will place my web page number one, which does not answer or help the user at all. That's why Google have a second set of rules, which is popularity, meaning that this page needs to be high quality. How does Google know that? First one, this page has many other pages linked to this page, meaning that a lot of other pages actually link to you. And then Google, this is like a vote. So Google thinks if other pages actually want to link to you, that means you must provide something good content. Otherwise, why other people want to link to you, right? So this is how Google know that. And a lot of people, the bad marketers, they was, well, then we just buy the links. We just pay those websites saying that, hey, can you give me a link? Meaning that, you actually link to our web page on your website, and I pay you for that. So Google care about another thing is the quality of the linked web pages. So there are a lot of bad websites out there that if you pay them, they'll give you a link. But then those websites have a low reputation. And if you Google see that you get a lot of links from those websites, then you have bad lower popularity, you get a lower ranking. So this is how Google actually rank the web pages. As a marketer, so we need to think about this too. Relevance, popularity. And it's really a lot of things really come down to good content. If you have a good content, other people want to link to you, and other people will have a reputable web pages. Google like them. They see the votes, like how many people actually link to you, and they see your content is great. Of course, you get a better ranking. So when we talk about relevance, really the most important thing is keywords. So keywords are, actually in my class, we just talk about this. You have to pick the right keywords. First of all, it needs to be related to your business. Like what kind of organization you are in, and what kind of keywords that's actually related to your core business. And those are the keywords you need to target. If you're a food bank, you probably need to know what keywords are related to your business. And then the second one is the traffic. That you want more general keywords, so it means more traffic, because more general keywords, more people are searching for it. But the more general they are, the further away they're from your business. So relevance and traffic are actually, is something that you have to take a balance. You want traffic, you also want make sure that it is related to your business. So you have to take a balance, take some trade-offs here. And computation, if you're not doing paid advertising, you can ignore computation. But still, if you want to do some advertisement, then, or we say digital advertising, you need to think about computation. From my own experience, when we work with breast cancer foundation, we know that their breast cancer foundation, this keywords is like $13 per click. That's really expensive. So as a marketer, say if we don't have unlimited marketing budget, we need to be creative. How can we target the keywords that are very expensive? But there are ways we can do that. We can make it longer, like a breast cancer, foundation in Birmingham, Alabama. Make it longer so it's cheaper, because less people are searching for it, and also therefore not many marketers are targeting for it, so it's cheaper. And local traffic. If you want people actually to go to your site, go to your physical location, then you care about the local traffic. So keywords, when you think about keywords for your websites, here are the 4 things you have to consider. How relevant it is, how much traffic you can get, and the computation, and also local traffic. So locally, how many people are actually searching for these keywords? Our goal is to get high search traffic and low to medium computation, which is hard, and that needs some creativity. And Google Ads, this is we don't have time to discover this, but when you guys want to run some advertising, even not like just create a Google Ads account, and there is I think they call that a keyword planner, and then you can search your keywords and you figure out the traffic and the computation. Okay. But relevance, you determine that. You know how relevant it is to your business. Traffic and computation can be searched or figured out by the Google Ads keyword planner. Okay. Georgia actually told me that to give us some tips about how to improve websites and things like that. And here's a really I think it's a really short summary of websites, like how to make it better. So let's look at the bottom ones. Make sure a website has a sitemap, so Google and the readers can actually understand. Remember, Google is a crawler, is a spider. They actually base on your sitemap to understand the interrelationships between your all the web pages within your domain. And you can have more links by interlinking your pages. So for example, I think I have to show you guys something to make it. So this is our MBA web page. And if you look at here, okay. So a lot of this, if I click on that, I go to a different page, and that's admission, that's scholarship, tuition and fees. I put it here because I think for potential users who are on this page, they find that information here is valuable, so they may want to go there, right? That's the first thing. But second, this is giving admission page in a backlink, a link to it. So for admission page, is actually get a link from us, right? So this is called internal links. And that's what they say here. More links by internal linking your pages. First of all, you help your users to navigate within your websites, finding the useful information. Second, you actually telling Google, this is a link that I'm giving myself. And that's a vote, right? Even though it's not from external, it still counts. And Google still value that kind of link, because Google thinks you help the users to navigate and get valuable information. And make sure that on every page, you have a home page button that when people click on that, it's basically your logo. Click on that, go back to your home page. So people don't have to figure out how can I go back to your home page. And other things you can do, let me show you. Search MBA UAB. Make sure that you can search your own organization. Make sure you have the business logo, you have your business name uploaded. Otherwise, it will show as remember it's like an internet, a blue ball. That's it. But it's not professional. You want to show your logo, your business name whenever you get a chance. And make sure your URL is actually easy to follow, and it's having the right keyword as well, like food bank or whatever, or farmer market. have that keywords in your URL as well. And this is called title tag. It needs to be short, sweet, talk about this page, and also ideally has the most important keywords. And this is called meta description. Again, it needs to be short and sweet. We don't want to see, let me show you some bad ones, right here. We don't want to see . You want to give your user like a complete sentence about your business. And this is that. Make sure this is short and sweet and have some keywords that are important for you. Okay, so those are the, that's the for the search engine result page. And then for the web pages, if you click on this, we need to make sure you have a header tag. And that's, again, important keywords, short and sweet. And then in terms of the content, make sure it's grammar, it's all accurate, no grammar issues. And let me see what else is on that page. Okay, so for each image that you upload on a website, make sure that you give it a name. We call that alt text. Make sure you give it a name so Google understand that page, because that image, because Google doesn't recognize image. No matter how great your graphical design skills are, Google doesn't know. So Google only reads text, but Google give you a chance to name your image or give it a description. And that's a great place for you to give it name and also use the keywords. That also counts. Even though your user doesn't see your image's name, but Google sees it. If that image is about, for us, for this page, or this image, we should call it a Master of Business Administration at UAB. There you are. You use your keywords twice, and actually, it's give the image a name. So that's how you actually leverage the keywords and tell Google what this image is about. Because otherwise, in Google's eyes, they will ignore this image because Google doesn't know what this means. Okay, and I think that covers everything for this page. Okay, so in general, we need to populate a really good content, and so the content means we need to think like your customer, your member, your potential donor. Think about what kind of content will be valuable for them. Not things that you want to say, but things they want to listen. And it can be tutorial, it can be how to do something. And also make sure your content is keyword rich. But do not do keyword stuffing, meaning that you keep saying the keywords multiple times. It doesn't add any value. After you finish your web page, like the content, you need to look at how rich your keywords is, and it can be, the rule of thumb is 3 to 5% keywords density. That is, in Google's eyes, that's a great keyword placement. So it's rich, but not too rich. Okay, so in terms of a popularity, it's a really popularity, which is getting more links, and that needs a lot of time. That as a marketers, we just have to keep an eye on this all the time and make sure we get more people linked to us. Sometimes you can do the website PR, reach out to them and saying that, hey, I can provide a guest blog about on your website and talk about whatever industry that you're in, and then typically they will give you a link, because they will say this blog is created by whatever organization, and then there you go. That's your home address and home website address, and then that will go to your web page. So that's how you get your inbound link, or we call that backlinks. And you need to make sure that you are in a great neighborhood, meaning that if some bad websites give you a link, you need to tell Google, hey, do not count that. So, but I think in nonprofit world, it won't happen. But in the for profit world, sometimes the competitors will actually put your web pages on those, bad websites, and then you're to lower your ranking. But I think in nonprofit, it's probably not that people won't do that. So link freshness, you make sure that you need to constantly get new links. And links are from different places. You can't just have a get links from one website or two websites. It needs to be from different websites. And social sharing, that's great. If you have really great members, they can help you to share your web pages. They will talk about your business, and also of course there is a link to it, and that's social sharing. Google actually value a lot about social sharing, so this is really easier for a lot of marketers to do. Getting more backlinks, that's that's really the bottom line. Let's look at local SEO. I think a lot of you guys have some offsite events that you want people actually go to, and that's local SEO. Rank in local search results. So if when we search like a haircut, we search a food bank near me, that means we want to go to that location, and that's local SEO. There are 5 things we need to do in terms of local SEO to get a better ranking. First one, ask yourself, do you have a Google My Business page? All the organizations need to have a Google My Business page. If you don't, I think, probably after this, you need to go on Google and search Google My Business page and then register for your own organization. And on your website, make sure that you talk about the location that you serve, or you think of people around you, whatever area that go to your location. For example, if you are a food bank in Hoover, for example, I really don't know, but in Hoover, that you need to make sure Hoover needs to be on your website, on your homepage multiple times. And then that's how Google relate your organization with your location, and then will drive local traffic to your website. Citation building, which is this is more like for profit businesses. So you need to make sure you have your profile on the local dictionaries or local directories, and like a Yelp or TripAdvisor. Those are citation building. And make sure you get a lot of reviews. This is relevant for nonprofit. Make sure you get a lot of good reviews. And you can ask your members to post on your Google reviews, and that way Google will give you a better local ranking. Okay. So, wow, this is the first time I spent like 30 minutes to talk about SEO. So we're done for the organic search, and now let's just spend a little bit time on the paid search session, because I know that there are grants to support a nonprofit to promote your organization, so you can use that money for Google ads. And actually Google support nonprofits. It's a process, but they actually give 10 grant for 10,000, I believe, for each nonprofit. And if you are qualified, they give you the 10, but it's not the money into your bank account, it's the money in Google Ads account. So you can use that to run Google Ads. So you can actually run this ads free. And so here, how do we get on this list, right? So how do we do that? We use Google Ads to run this called paid search advertising. And there are 2 things to determine your rank, your first, second, third, or fourth place. So the first one is how much you're willing to pay Google. And I know that we're a nonprofit, we don't have a lot of money to pay for it, but we can work on the second one, which is a quality score. We can make our campaign really great. So even though we don't have to pay a lot, we still get a great ranking. Versus those people have a lot of money, but they don't have a great advertising campaign, they will end up with the same ranking. So for us, we really need to play hard on this quality score, which has multiple factors goes into it. You need to make sure your ad relevance. So your advertisement, the text you say here is related to your business, and your the landing page, meaning that if you click on this, it's better talk about the MBA program. It's not talking about other things. And I noticed that a lot of nonprofit websites are not very content rich. So I remember I work with one on their contact page. It just have one email address. You just think about that. Whatever I say here, it won't be on your landing page. And Google will do the comparison. Compare your text, your advertisement with your landing page. If there is no overlap, then Google will perceive this is a bad quality. And so that's why, still work on your website, make sure it's a content rich, and then use that content in your advertisement. So Google see the overlap between the two and give you a better ranking. Okay. And the second one, oh, okay, I see why. So the second type of advertisement, instead of doing paid search advertising right here, we can do display ads, which, if you think about when you read something online, or online article, and in between, like the articles, you will see some images. Sometimes it's a video, right? Those are called display ads. So I think for some nonprofit, using display ads probably will resonate better with your potential members, because images and the videos will, they will transfer the emotions or deliver the emotions better than the text. And I remember that, one of the nonprofits that I work with, they, I think that, if they run display ads with some images, with the people that are in need, I think that will resonate a lot better with the donors. So, for you guys to think about that, I think display ads probably will work better than the search ads. And those are the images, when you read an article, that in between the articles, the paragraphs, and on top of it, on the side, those are like this, those are display ads. And for display ads, it's important, it's really crucial for us to target the right people. Because, if you go on the, I'm reading an article, I probably not even, I'm not even part of your target customers. But how can you make sure that, you're targeting the right people? So there are different ways. First of all, you can target the content, meaning that, whatever this article is about is related to your organization and or remotely related. Then people who are reading this article can be potential donors. And that's how you actually target the customers. You can target the web pages, like the content that the people are reading, or you can target audience, no matter what they are reading on the website, as long as they fall into the customer categorization that you tell Google. So Google actually categorize all of us, and Google actually classify us into 147 categories. I think I used to be like a traveler, like, I like to travel, and now they know me like I have 2 kids, and how old I am, and my gender, what things I like, they know everything. And you can tell Google, I want to target, like the example I gave at the beginning, I want to target people, college age, female, who are looking for part-time jobs. And you can follow, like, online on the internet, you can follow them no matter what kind of articles they're reading, what kind of YouTube videos they're watching. You can follow them, and as long as they have the interest that you are actually care about. Like for people who care about like pets, who have pets, then you can, no matter what they're reading, they may read MBA programs, they may be reading about skincares, but you can still target them. And then your ad will be shown here, even though this article is about skincare. Okay, but the person who is reading it is actually a target customer. So there are 2 ways. You either target the content of the article or the web page, or you actually target the person who's reading the content. And then I want to talk about the video ads. And I think a nonprofit, I understand video ads needs a lot of skills, but it's really probably the best advertisement format. And you don't have to have a create advertisements. You have some videos, so you can repurpose them. The reason we care about the video ads is it's really just emotion. Videos, we remember that. We remember them easily, and they actually give you the emotions that you will forget, really, less likely to forget. And we care about YouTube. So if you run some Google ads or you run some video ads, just use YouTube. That's enough, because YouTube has a lot of users and they have a lot of creators. But I think the most important thing, other than the users, like really billions of them, is actually advertisers. So it worked because YouTube is a part of Google. So Google can actually give YouTube a lot of the data, meaning that this cross-device reach. So when you search something on Google, probably you already have this experience. When you search something on Google and then you go on YouTube to watch something, you sometimes will find that you will see a video ads or a commercial related to the things that you searched on Google. Because Google owns both platforms, so they can share the data, meaning that they can follow you. So I search Google ads all the time because I teach that. And Google thinks I'm interested in Google ads. When I watch YouTube, I always get some commercials about, do you want to get Google ads certification? Take our course, things like that. But again, I'm not the right target to customers. But based on Google, in Google's eyes, I'm the right one because I search Google ads in Google all the time. Okay, and Google give you really powerful signals or insights and give you real-time data. That's why we like YouTube. And really, this cross-device reach. Without Google, we can't do this. I want to say this customer affinity. So in YouTube ads, you can actually target the keywords people use in Google, not just YouTube, just Google in general. The places actually, people have been visited. And also the interest, according to Google, what kind of interest you have, the websites that you visited, the apps you actually downloaded. All of this information can be used for us as marketers to target the customers. And then I think in my class, I always ask my students, how do we target Alabama football fans? That we need to figure out what keywords they use, what places they go, and what interests they have, websites they visited, what apps they download. And I think in our mind, we already know what kind of things Alabama fans would do. And you tell Google, this is the people I want to target, Google will find the Alabama fans for you. So this is how powerful Google is. And there are different types of video ads. So we don't have time to discuss about that, but you can, based on the objectives you have, do you want to increase your awareness, or you want them to consider your organization for donation, or you want them to actually donate right now? So based on your goal, that you can run different type of ads. So, I don't have time for this, but you can actually, search on Google and figure out what kind of, video ads these are. They're similar, but different length, or whether you can skip them or not, things like that. Okay, I want to talk about content marketing because this is important that for you guys, you need to really have a content-rich websites. And that's the first step. Once you finish that, you can do the rest. Because like I said, if you run an advertisement on a page that just have one email address, and I think no matter how much you pay Google, you will not get a good result because there is nothing that Google can leverage on your web page. Okay, so have a content rich website is important. So it involves creation and distribution of relevant and valuable content. It can be in different formats. So when people say content marketing, well, they will say, oh, it's a blog. And I don't know, for you guys, think about your organization. How many of you guys have a blog session? And if you don't, I do think nonprofits should leverage a blog a lot. Blog is really something you can build your reputation and have people remember your name without pushing them to spend money, or like in our case, in my class, to buy your products or to donate. But they want, think about us. Before we do something, we always search. We learn a lot of the stuff before we make a decision. You want to appear or to actually show up when they search something. And you want to build your expertise, your reputation using blogs. And then when they're ready, they actually think about your organization first. Okay, let's talk about different type of content. It's not just blogging, even though blogging is really important. So if you want to build your awareness, this is how you do it. You have a podcast. Do you guys have a podcast? If you don't, start thinking about how to get one or start one. Blogging, do you have infographic? Do you have your social media account? And also, even though you go to some offsite, local events, you can actually, have some, brochures or packages that actually, link to your web page, your actual story. And then when you are in the consideration stage, now we're getting serious. We need to give them a long form content, which can be a webinar, can be web papers or tutorial, long form content. And then in the decision space, that really, 30 days of free trial or testimony or really one-on-one talk, that's really the content that you need to give at the very end to make people, ready for decision, to make people make decision. And I say that you may say, well, there are so many formats, and how much content I need to produce. Not really. Actually, we call that a cross-channel content or repurpose. You can have a great blog. You can turn that blog into a webinar, make it more elaborative and make it longer format, or make it like a podcast. So you can repurpose your content. If you have a piece of great content, don't waste it just on one format. You can repurpose it in different formats because you are probably going to run into different audience. Even though it's the same audience, you give them a new format, they can still learn something new, and it's actually reinforce, their understanding of the content. And you need to have a content marketing plan. And this is the funnel. This is actually the process you need to go through. First of all, knowing which funnel. Are you talking about the customers who don't even know you, or people actually know you but just haven't made the decision, or people are ready for the decision? And then you need to understand what is your target market and what you want to say. What is the topic of this content? And think about your organization. What kind of topics you think people care and will resonate better with other people, and you can actually start writing down those topics. And what content type? Do you want to make it audio, video, blog, the text, or it's newsletters? And what channels do you want to actually broadcast this content? What kind of call to actions? If it's awareness, don't say like donate today, because they're not there yet. You want them to like your social media account. That's a small baby step that they can do. And then once they are in that step, then you can next time say, how about download this white paper? And then after that, then you can say, hey, how about donate today? Things like that. Okay. I'm not sure like how many of you guys have a content calendar, but if not, start thinking creating one. Well, a content calendar is any type of document that you use to plan and design and create, publish your digital content. So you need to have basically it's an Excel file. And if you search online, you can find some content calendar template that you can use. And then they will say like whatever time, what kind of channel I want to use, what is the topic, and what kind of events, how do I want to schedule it. So it's really just a calendar. So you can make your calendar like in 3 months, in 6 months, or sometimes you make it for a year, the next year. And then you start like each month or each week, what kind of content I want to populate. And you will assign that to one person. So that person, like 3 months before, they already know, oh, that's the content I need to produce in 3 months. And then they can start thinking about that. So having this content calendar, that's really, the key for a marketer to actually think about from a bigger perspective, like a bigger picture, looking at your content calendar, think about like what topics I want to focus on. And then you can think about what holidays are coming up, and then do you want to actually around that holiday theme, do you want to talk about some topics? So all of that, this is why we need to actually do this beforehand. So have a content calendar at least 3 months in advance to help you to actually plan your content. Okay, well, so the last part is email marketing. Email marketing is free, basically. A lot of free email campaign or platforms out there. So email marketing is free, and I hope every organization, at least on this talk today, is actually have an email list that you can actually send out to your emails or your newsletters. So capture emails, there are multiple ways, and make sure on your website you have multiple ways for people to actually give you their email address. And when you have some offsite, offline events, you make sure that you ask for email address, and then later on you can send them emails and add them to your email list. So that's how you expand your email list. So online and offline. And then you segment them if you can. When you collect the email address, make sure you get more information about their demographics or their background, their histories, and then you can segment them. Like I give you an example, but this is a for-profit organization like Chick-fil-A. They have a really powerful email marketing system. They see what you have purchased before. If you used to buy smoothie, when they have a new products coming up, like a new smoothie, new flavor, they will shoot emails to those people who have purchased the smoothie before. So for you guys, if you can collect more information, when you get their email address, then you can later on segment them based on whatever criteria you find it useful and relevant, and then send them different newsletters, not just a general one to talk about what you guys have been doing and what you have planned for the next month, but you can actually personalize, not personalize, but at least segment them and send them a slightly different content. So it's more targeted. Of course, they will react it better. Okay. And in terms of the content of the email, I give you some, again, I get asked to say like the tips for the email. So make sure a subject line is really important, but make it short. Because our phone, we read our emails on our phone. If it's too long and it gets cut off, it has ... at the end, I don't even know what this image, what this email is all about. So I'm not going to click on that, right? So make it short and sweet, so people at least can see it on this one screen, and then they know what this email is about. They're more likely to click on it. And the research shows that customers tend to read the first 10 words of each line. So make sure that you communicate really the key points in the first 10 words and make it short. And make sure you include an actionable link or useful link that people actually act on it. So giving them a newsletter, that's great. Talk about what you guys did and what you guys plan to do. But make sure always have some link so people can click on it, go to your webpage, read more, or do more things on it. And always have your social media accounts on these emails so they can actually click on the social media accounts immediately to follow your social media accounts. Okay, so those are the, I believe there are some other things. Okay, so your email address, a lot of the companies or organizations that make it coming from an info email. And that's a bad signal because that sounds very generic. Make sure it comes from a real person's email. Whatever that person's name is, make sure it comes from a real person. And then the open line needs to be catchy. Otherwise, people are going to delete their emails right after it. Do not send the emails with huge images and actually have your text on the image. And this is the same thing, like Google doesn't read image, but also, that's one thing. And second, for us to open an email with a huge image, it will take a second to load. And we probably don't have the patience to actually wait until it load and then read the content. So do not have send an image and have all your text on the image, and at least have some text, just a pure plain text, but people at least know what you're talking about while they're reading your image while it gets loaded. So that's always a lot of graphical designers I think they are talented. They like to show their skills, have a great image. But the problem is a lot of people don't have the patience to actually see it. So you can do A/B testing and see what kind of format will works better, and you can send half of your A example to half of your customers, B to another half, and look at the look at the data and see which one has a better click-through rate, better open rate, and then you will know like what kind of format, or what kind of subject line, what kind of content bullet points will work better. So always do that A/B testing. Okay, wow, God, I can really finish all of this in 1 hour, I guess. And this is my contact information, and that's my email address. Please email me if you, I'm sure that all of this 43 slides and all of these topics, so you're gonna get confused, or you didn't have enough time to write notes. Just send me an email, and if you want to have a one-on-one meeting about a specific channel, I'm happy to talk. Hey, any questions? Actually, just to fly through all of the content.
Thank you.
No,
I do have a couple questions in the chat. I was monitoring so I can make sure I got to them before you guys finished. They wanted to know if the slides will be available after the session. And then one about your contact information, which is on the slide now. So.
Yeah, I can share the slides. I will send it to you guys, and you guys can share with the rest of the group. Yes.
well, if we don't have any other questions, I would just like to once again thank you, Dr. Zhang, for joining us today, and just taking the time to talk to the groups today. So much valuable information has been shared with us, and we just appreciate it a lot, especially for those who are working in this area, so
yeah, like if you guys can think about any question in the future, just shoot me an email, and then we can have a separate meetings. As I said, I know it's a lot.